buddies. Welcome to the show here on a Thursday, which kind of feels like a Friday.
Sure does, Dean.
We're going to do whatever it is you do on Good Friday. We're going to be very, very good. We'll be very good tomorrow, and
great Friday, really.
Yeah,
awesome.
I know one thing. We'll start on time.
Yeah, we'll be on time tomorrow, guys.
Yeah. What does that mean? What is on time? Because we do receive flack a little bit for sometimes the show doesn't start at the usual time, but there is no set start time.
I was talking with the boss, Jack, and he had noted that if we do start before like 10 after now, no one's there. Everyone's basically queued up for quarter after, and if we start too early, we're actually not on time. So,
got it.
It's another layer from the boss there. You
so
want
if you're
optimal viewership, quarter after.
If you're not 10 minutes late,
you're 5 minutes early.
Is that how that goes? So
Friday is Hawaiian Shirt Day. So, tomorrow? If you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
Still applies.
Yeah, if you got pastels or eggs on a Hawaiian shirt, that's probably the best way to pay your respects tomorrow. I think
not going to be here to do it, but if in fact you'd like to do a little Hawaiian shirt. Now, Pinder is in. He's close to being full Pinder. They say you don't ever go full Pinder, but there you are.
One ingredient. Well, maybe two.
I was going to say, where do you what?
We're going to call it to the righty, Dean. We want the righty. Barrios, let's go.
That's the one thing you need?
No, that's just get excited.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been such a great off season. I'm just overwhelmed.
I don't know what you're excited about because games don't matter.
You know what, Rhett? Games do matter. This is 162nd of the season today.
Right, Dean?
It's like
how can it be so
more than 0.5% of the season?
Matter.
Very excited for something that doesn't matter. Yeah.
If you like baseball, opening day isn't about the game. It's about the return of a sport that brings you joy. I will not be wearing my Blue Jays jersey tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, maybe not even again until I either go to a game or maybe get hammered on Canada Day or playoffs in October if that were to happen.
Right.
This is about celebrating the return of the beautiful game, the sport that brings us joy in the summer, the crack of the bat. Peanuts.
In fairness, there is something special about opening day in baseball.
Thank you.
I love baseball. I'm excited.
Sounds like it.
It's
I don't think you went to opening day last year, did you? Oh, but who did? And who is contemplating a Yankees Blue Jays game next week?
Oh, baby. That is so
Not
well
you.
played.
Not you,
so
sir.
Well played.
Good, sir.
I assure if I had your disposable income, I would be doing these things. It's not a lack of want at my end.
It's commitment, Ryan.
That's what it is. Okay.
It's commitment. I didn't remember the assessment. I need to get more disciplined in my scheduling and commitments, and I'll be damned if I'm not committing to.
I didn't remember anything about commitments. I remember you being a 20-year-old. So if I was a 20-year-old with your occurrings, I would be at Yankee Stadium watching the Jays. Yes.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Yeah. When you put it that way. I've put a few things. We'll start. We've got a lot to get to today. We have a lot to get to. Darren Dreger going to join us. He usually joins us on Friday. Of course, we're not doing a show tomorrow, so we're going to do that sort of thing. So he'll be up a little bit later on. We're going to do a little bit of roll it for Tim Hortons today. Roll up the rim to win continues at final stages though. Always sad when it ends. Yeah. Always a little sad when it comes to an end, but we will still celebrate because it's still on for a limited time. Great Clips inbox. We'll get to some questions as well coming up on the show today. We'll put our helmets on because it's a game day, so get your helmet on. And I came across a couple of things. Great.
Yeah. I'm wearing this today. I forgot I had this. That's great.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The Blues almost work together, don't they?
Yeah, they're close. You just get a sticker or something, print something off and cut it out and tape it over the C.
Oh, I like it. This is Calgary representing the Blue Jays. It's got
is that friggin' Johnny Olerud on my screen right now?
That's right. Johnny Square Wheels Olerud hitting 375 with a week to play.
Such a great swing. Such a great swing. Oh, it's a beautiful swing. Such a
Don't
pure
watch him
swing.
run, kids.
So
Just watch him
great
swing.
Great swing. Was he also like allergic to stuff? Like he had some stuff, right? That he was dealing with. Johnny Olerud had some issues.
Google, was Johnny Olerud a weirdo?
Yeah. I did put a photo into the drive there, Jack. So you see Pinder. This now, depending on when you're listening to this podcast, if you're listening only or if you're watching, this is opening day for Major League Baseball 2024 season getting underway. The Blue Jays are playing somebody today. I believe it's Tampa Bay.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
And so as we're doing this, it's about 10:25 a.m. Mountain Time. So we're 4 hours shy of first pitch. Is that what?
Yep, less than that. That's great. Although you know what, they're going to be the opening day nonsense where they introduce the lineup. It's probably exactly 4 hours. I think you're right, Dean.
Yeah. So this now is what Pinder looks like 4 hours before first pitch.
Looking good, hey, Red.
Excited.
You look sharp.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's excited. What we can also always do is go into the time machine.
Yeah.
In 4 hours from now, first pitch. Ryan, very excited.
Yes.
Let's jump ahead 8 hours.
Sure. So at the completion of the game.
Yeah. So let's time machine, move forward, which we're allowed to do because it's a podcast and because we're on the internet and the technical, we have the technology. Let's take a look at Pinder now 8 hours from now. And there's
right. Yeah. That's it's a lot of work.
Is that AI?
No, that's
because I've never seen him down.
I know. Bobichette wasn't a fun guy yet. You need that extra boost of energy on a long first opening day.
Where was that exactly? Or where is that?
That's me helping hold up the bar. It was a little loose, so I'm getting all my might to hold up the bar.
For those that are only listening, it's Pinder passed out.
Got to be fair, that was about 2 a.m. and I believe Steinberg took that photo. So,
different then, because most of us do fall asleep at the bar at 2 a.m. So I don't know.
Once a year for sure. Yeah.
Definitely don't go home and fall asleep.
Yeah.
Honestly, you just
gotta miss something.
Burn it off a little bit, then head home. Yeah.
So enjoy yourself. Do you have now you're kind of canvassing. I saw you were going through your phone looking for other delinquents.
Yeah. I've made contact with Breasty. He says, I can't even wait the few hours. Very excited about opening day.
Barrett Breast.
Tim, the booze guy, says, I'll see you there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've thrown into the old Jays Honks and Cowtown group chat that happy opening day, everyone.
Some real rubber arms you've gone out to twist there in Brusty and Tim, the booze guy.
It's availability and durability is what you need in the bullpen. When you go down the lineup and you just need outs, you just want predictability out of your bullpen. And some, it doesn't have to be a star. Just get the outs, put the ball in play, let the defense work.
So while we're bringing some things to the table, some other things that took place. We'll start with last night's matchups in the NHL. There were only a couple of games. Tough start and really tough game in general for the Buffalo Sabres. I see you've got your Sabres hat on there, Rhett.
Yeah.
It was 4-0.
Junior
5-0 after the first period. Yeah, 5-1.
What, 8 minutes, something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a quick
dog's
one.
breakfast if you were a Sabres fan.
Yeah.
Pekka
There's Bo Byram, who will be suspended. He has a meeting of some sort.
I thought he had a 5K suspension. Okay. Or a fine, I should say.
Is it a fine? I just saw something came.
Yeah, I think you got a fine. That's what it was.
Yeah. It was very late, the hit. Late and dirty.
Late?
Little late, little dirty. Now, Andrew Peters is a former Buffalo Sabre. Were you teammates at the same time?
He was drafted and came to camp, but was in the minors.
And we had him on
So-
Department of Discipline a week ago, actually. That's up now. So you can check
There you
that out.
go. Where would we find that, Ryan? In the,
Anywhere you find your podcast,
Good.
just type in Department of Discipline.
Department
Jay
of
Rosehill.
Discipline, Jay Rosehill, Ryan Pinder. And so anyway, now Peter's a former Sabre. He's got a podcast as well. Is he still doing his?
Yes, he is.
yes,
Him
he
and
is.
Craig Revay. Yep.
It's a good one in Buffalo, apparently.
He's a good one. Last night he was less than impressed, as you saw, a 6-2 loss. So here was his recommendation as to maybe what the Sabres need to do.
Yes.
Honest to God, just bring back all 12 forwards, all the same defense. And I say let's go with a 4-goalie rotation next year. Same coaches, GM, everything. Don't add scouts. Don't add anything. I think everything is, I think we're in good shape around here.
He's not drinking because he doesn't drink anymore.
We didn't talk much about the Sabres a week ago, but he did say, now you guys are up from the outside. Like, could I bother you for just a quick, short opinion? And then we mentioned the coach, and it was just like the dam burst. He was waiting for someone to say the word coach. He is ready to launch them into the sun like our boss did Matt Canada at about week 10 of the NFL season.
Don Granato, don't buy green bananas. Is that how that goes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not been good.
They changed up their approach because the last time they were out west, they flew back immediately after their last game.
Mm.
And then the first game back got soundly trounced 9-2 by Columbus.
Yeah, the Blue Jackets game. Oof.
Yeah. And so this time, after they beat the Flames, they extended the stay till the next day with much better results.
Oh, so they came home and they got a very different 6-2, not
Yeah.
9-2.
Eventually they'll get there. Yeah.
I was at this game.
No.
I sure was.
Wow.
Oh dear.
And did you see the video?
No.
You don't have video of me last night?
Did you send us?
This is the first you've mentioned it to me. So no, I don't
told you
have.
yesterday on the show that I was doing the pregame show tomorrow. Or
You
yes.
said
Jack,
you were doing.
Did Rhett send you any pregame video?
Well, I don't have the video. You got to go online to get it. What do you
Jack,
mean?
boss, do you have anything?
Anyway, I was promoting the show,
Right.
having a hell of a time. And then Mr. McKee, Jay McKee, head coach of the Brampton team, Bulldogs. He was in town, so I went upstairs to the suite, met Mr. Anlauer, Mr. Stayos, Mr. McKee. I was sitting with Miss Key, and they scored a few goals, and we were like, "Ooh, what are they teaching them defensively for the state? Like, what is going on? It's awful."
No, I'm guessing Stayos and Andlauer were okay with it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they were having a hell of a time.
Yeah, having a hell of a good time. Yeah.
Are you reading between the lines like I am here, Dino?
Oh, there's lots of lines to read in. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jay McKee has a job in the OHL, and the Ottawa Senators will need a head coach in the fall. And Mr. Andelauer has already employed this coach.
Won a
in the
championship
OHL.
with them.
And Steve Staios is the GM of the Senators, and Rhett Warner
Just happened to skulk in the
Look
back
at
door.
you.
Oh, hey guys, what are you?
I
We're just
know.
hanging out like hey, we're just chopping it up like a bunch of buddies here.
The way I teach my kids to defend, you never do that. Jesus, what's going on here?
Skulked in my barn burner T-shirt, impressing everyone.
Yeah,
That's right.
Hey, Mike, you mind if I call you Mike? Hey, Mike Andlauer, me and you, buddy.
MA, how you doing?
Yeah. Well, there's a few things. You were saying to Jamie McLennan on the show that you were meeting Conroy somewhere.
Fell apart.
Oh,
I was supposed to be today. It was supposed to be right now, 2:00 Eastern. There's a big NCAA game, and this I was going to take my kid and a couple of his buddies because they all are interested in college hockey.
College hockey playoffs.
Yeah. And we were going to just whip out to Springfield, watch the game. And then when I text Conroy the other day, he said he was going to be out there. So,
And then
I decided
Decided,
Then I decided that my commitment to this program outweighed my commitment to driving to Springfield.
They are in Springfield for more games tomorrow.
No, they're Saturday.
Okay, so this weekend. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because, yes, the Frozen Four gets underway today, and I believe the Flames prospect of note, Idar Suniev, who they picked up at the third rounder from the Toffoli deal, will be suiting up for UMass.
Big game.
Big game.
Huge.
Yeah, big game.
Huge.
Also, I noticed online the Calgary Hitmen are making sweeping changes behind their bench. Coaches, head coach, assistants will all be fresh and new the next time the Calgary Hitmen start the season. So
tough year. Looked like they were tracking for the playoffs, and then not a great finish down the stretch.
All this talk about there's maybe Warner's moving back home again. I'm sure it's the commitment to this show.
Yeah,
probably holding you back.
Do you have a place in Calgary? I mean, if head coach of the Calgary Hitmen, can I connect some dots here?
Oof, that's a heavy.
Yeah, I'd go assistant, right, just to get some reps, and then the team goes sideways. You're like, I was telling them not to do that. I said, shoot, don't deke, and head coach must have overruled me. There's options, Rhett. How do you like Ottawa?
Somebody text me Moorsey's number there. I'm gonna reach out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is Bearfax still open in Ottawa? What do you do in Ottawa?
What a spot. Brought. Well, I don't know how to talk about it.
All right.
It was the word brought. Is that what I heard?
I started this. Yeah.
That's excellent. We can all use our imagination to finish that sentence. That's wonderful.
Also, with regards to the Hitmen, the WHL draft was released, so that young Landon DuPont sure looks like the Everett Silvertips won a lovely.
I thought Regina won the lottery, didn't they?
What are you, drunk, Pinder, already?
Yeah.
Right. What is happening? You're just throwing out stuff, and it's like, no, not tomorrow. It's Saturday. Oh, I thought it was. Oh, no.
Yeah, my point was that Connie, if he probably wouldn't just wheel in for one day, he'd be there for the weekend of games.
No, I talked to him. He's there, and then he's going to go to the Ontario League and watch some playoffs games.
Oh, he's busy. Okay.
Playoffs games.
There you go. Also, we're kind of we'll get to it. It's a Flames game day and all that sort of thing. I guess they're playing tonight. Something like that. St. Louis. Who is Bill Whippert? Rhett?
Billy Whippert, 50 years as a photographer for the Buffalo Sabres. Some great shots. Awesome.
Team photographer for the Sabres. Unbelievable. 50 years is a hell of a long time. So he's the only guy that's ever done it. And they had a little thing online yesterday, kind of and maybe they showed it on the Jumbotron. It might have been the same thing, but a tribute to Bill Whippert, the photographer. And one of the shots, now it's not great, but it was a screen grab that I grabbed very quickly. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
I kissed his helmet after every game.
I didn't know you and Dom were.
I'm not an idiot, and I know.
That is my meal ticket.
I was
keep this guy healthy. We'll all get rich.
Yeah, I don't know how it popped into my head. Maybe because I watched Florida Boston the other day, and how my last year in Florida we lost 13 games in a row, and that was my last year because I got traded. But it was also the last year of my contract, and I'd never contemplated it, but I'm like, what would have happened if I didn't get traded? Like, I'd gone 160 games without scoring. I wasn't fighting as much. The team sucked. And I got traded to the best goalie in the world, and we went to the Stanley Cup Finals. Oh, somewhat fortuitous,
right?
Nobody's jumped goalie to goalie better than you, I'd suggest. It's quite impressive because Beezer wasn't even bad to start, right?
Beezer was dialed in that year.
Beezer to Hasek to Kipper, that's some seriously nice upgrading.
I don't understand because you tell me that you're not a hugger. There you are hugging and smooching on Dom, the H.
What the Hasek?
No love for your buddies?
We were close. You want to smooch?
I've made you a lot of money.
Oh yeah, you're
riding my coattails.
Why don't you get up at 4 a.m. and join me downtown? Oh yeah.
Dean loves hugs too. That's the thing that's so weird about you not hugging him.
Yeah, I know. I'm sour about it. Still sour about it.
I tapped Rob Ray's leg during an interview yesterday, and he nearly fell out of his chair. He wanted to fight me.
Snap on you?
Don't touch me.
Wow. Hello, Robert. How are you?
Oh, hi, Rob.
CP,
Service
Rob.
Credit Union has brought back the Service Big Share for the 6th year. It's your chance to win $1 million just by saving money. Anyone can enter by becoming a member, and saving with Service. Every $500 saved gives you 5 entries into the Service Big Share contest. A few ways, just quick ways, easy ways that you could earn some entries. Save in a daily banking account. Fast track your savings with a high yield savings account. Invest in a GIC that Service has during this contest period. Save in a TFSA or RRSP for those short and long-term goals. But it's all about just transfer your existing savings to Service for your chances to win $1 million. Contest ends April 30th, 2024. Skill test required. For rules, for details, for more, visit service.ca/win.
You don't need more props. You look just fine.
I'm taking this to the bar.
I mean, already I just want to bite him in the face, and I'm not even in the same room with him.
Is it his enthusiasm or the fact that he's smiling? Like what?
Well, I'm having fun. We can't have that.
It's
Why
just,
would we have fun?
But it's just so. I know what it's like to be around him. Like, this is him with no booze, sitting in a room by himself.
Oh,
Get him to a bar and around people.
Look at him. Just let him enjoy him.
Don't get too excited. Wait for your pitch. All right. Let the pitcher come to you. Don't be chasing balls here. All right.
You sit on the first one.
Always.
Yeah. I don't like that philosophy.
Moises Alou always used to take first pitch.
Well, you're not Moises Alou, okay?
I'm not also a Major League Baseballer that actually has to hit. I just have a dumb prop, and I'll be asking for a beer every inning.
Just so, where are you going so people know what establishment to avoid?
I wouldn't do that to the fine people at home and away.
Got it. Got it. Flames game day. Get your helmets on. It is the St. Louis Blues. The Flames have lost 4 in a row in 7 of their last 9 games.
Yeah.
The Blues are 6-1-1 in their last 8 games.
That good?
8-4-1 in the month of March.
Man, that Nashville heater has just absolutely gut punched them, hasn't it? That's probably a run that has them in a playoff spot if Nashville's not all of a sudden looking like a 76 Habs.
One of their best runs of the year for sure, and they remain 6 back of Vegas for the second wild card.
Jeez.
And they had them the other night, if you remember. It was 1-0 Vegas.
That's right.
They scored late to tie it, and then
March so.
Yeah,
OT.
had a penalty shot in overtime as well, but couldn't get it done. Anyway, 6 back. What are they? They don't score a ton. They aren't all that offensively gifted. They score at least, I think it was 2.8 goals per game. That's less than the Flames.
Jeez, yeah.
Their power play is in the same category as the Flames, so not ideal. 25 goals for Kyrou, I believe, is their he's their top goal getter. It's been a good year for Robert Thomas, though. He was an all-star. Did you remember he was an all-star?
Smooth.
Yeah. 73 points in 72 games. Binnington's been okay.
Yeah, yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
They made the coaching change. Not sure that it made a difference. Not sure it helped them.
They did get to embarrass a great man who won them a Stanley Cup, though.
Yeah, Calahoo is still sour. I can tell you, I was there. Still pissed off about that.
Calahoo, shake your fist.
Remember the 26th of October? I remember it well. I
kind of remember it. They came back from the road trip, right?
It was
second game back.
5-2?
It was game 4 of their 6-game losing streak near the start of the season.
Yeah.
Joel Hofer was in net and pitched a 3-0 shutout. Oh, Joel Hofer.
I hope you weren't betting the Hofer.
That was the game because I had to do some running around, so I was listening on the I guess there's a radio station that plays it. Anyway, I was listening, and Hubert, the play-by-play guy, was basically saying they are struggling right now to even complete a pass.
Really?
Jonathan Huberdeau was sat down for much of the second. He came back and played some power play time. It didn't matter. He then sat the entire third period.
Ouch.
So yeah, it was sobering I guess you could say. So that was the 3-0 loss. Then in January, the Blues beat them again by a score of 4-3. This is the third and final match between these two teams.
Now, if I can add a little more context on the St. Louis game, it was the 5-game road trip after they beat the Jets to start their season. They weren't great. They dropped one in Columbus. They beat up a bad Buffalo team that didn't get saves from Devin Levi, but it was a shitty road trip. They come home, play their tails off against the Rangers. Tough game. You lose to a better team. You tip your cap. And then it just was like they shit their pants against St. Louis. It was not even close.
St. Louis looked like a group of all-stars that game.
Yeah. And at that point of the season, we're like, look, these are two teams that maybe, if things go right, could get into a playoff spot. St. Louis looked much better than that in that night. Both games they've dominated.
Yeah.
But tonight, Husk will have the boys riled up and ready to go.
I'm surprised that St. Louis hasn't hit the... Maybe they're too close to get into the
still a
the
little
depression.
too close to throw it all away. Like
6, you said, Dean?
Yep.
They're 6 back.
Yeah, I guess that's too close. Yeah. On any given night, you could... Yeah.
Too close.
I mean, they're not going to do it, but
I don't think
college try.
Yeah.
Games played are the same between Nashville, Vegas, and St. Louis. I did check that.
There was some thought that Pavel Buchnevich might be moved at the deadline.
Yep.
He did not get moved. 24 goals, 56 points. Jake Neighbors. Sorry, I was just going to say Jake Neighbors. I kind of avoid. He's leading the team. He's a Calgary kid. Played for the Buffs. 8 power play goals. That leads the Blues in power play goals, and is actually tied for the team lead in goals with Kyrou with 25. So, sorry, not a big passer. 25 goals, 35 points.
Cy Young.
You donkeys just get me the puck and I'll score, all right?
23-12. Cy Young, the record right there.
You got to know your role.
Were you going to say something, Rhett?
I was going to say it doesn't matter. Pinder mentioned it. The Nashville, the whole Nashville. Like when you think about St. Louis, they were not envisioning Nashville doing what they're doing.
Nashville wasn't even envisioning it. This is crazy.
Yeah, like hence probably the fact that they weren't making moves because they thought they'd be closer than they are. And in reality, if Nashville plays well but not perfect, they are going to be a lot closer.
Yeah,
so
Nashville ends up trading Trennan. They sell at the deadline, oddly.
Yeah. Anyway,
I was reading something about Trennan, different because he was in Nashville when this run of theirs started.
Yeah,
and it's still continuing. But he's gone to Colorado and still hasn't lost. Because they
just lost to the Habs, but before 2 nights ago. Yeah,
I mean it was
a 9-game heater he went to when he got
decent. Let's do the Pinder Report. Are we prepared for it?
Yeah, we've been thinking about the Pinder Report and what it is and what it isn't. So we're gonna try some things today. I feel like maybe we've taken advantage of Dean. So we'll see if you like the new look edition.
Easter edition.
I bet I will.
Glass half full. Always.
Always.
The 2024 Honda Accord, redesigned last year, chosen by Car and Driver magazine as the #1 mid-sized sedan. One of the most reliable vehicles on the road, is better than ever. Superior ride quality, reliability, and impressive fuel economy thanks to the EXL Hybrid. It's one of the many reasons why you should go and visit Village Honda in the Northwest Auto Mall and subsequently make them your dealership for life. Village Honda presents
Ryan Pinder.
And the Pinder Report.
Thank you, Dean. Let's go right back to that wild card graphic in the West. Where are these teams and what are they doing? There is the St. Louis Blues, who host the Flames tonight at 6:00, and the Calgary Flames, who are at 500. All the ups and downs of the season, Dino. NHL 500.
All the ups and downs.
The downs of October, the ups of the gauntlet run, and the downs of March. Never mind the Ides of March, right?
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Sometimes they do. Brutus. Let us look at the end of the road trip and what remains in the month of March. It is tonight. And then Saturday night, the LA Kings are in town. One of 2 remaining games against the Kings on the schedule for the Calgary Flames. And then we're into April, fellas, which is mercifully the end of the season, coming on the 18th against San Jose. Just 4 home games in April.
Oh, my goodness.
5 on the road, 4 at home. You get to double up of the California teams. 2 Anaheims, 2 LAs, 2 San Jose, excuse me. And then a smattering of Western Canadian teams, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Vancouver. And you'll welcome the Coyotes to town before they become the Salt Lake Chastity Belts or whatever they're going to call them, right? Can't wait. Scintillating April.
Could be great.
Rhett, how many of those afterburners you want to do there? I saw there's
Well, let's put it back up. Let's see.
9 games in April. Let's get you booked here.
Okay, I need the schedule, Jack. Let's go,
9.
boss. Okay. So late.
7, 6. Yeah, that California swing is going to be tough. That 10:30 Eastern puck drop.
Like working on Sundays, and that's the Sunday of the Masters. Yeah, I'll get one in.
Yep, maybe one. I'm with you.
One.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that Winnipeg on the Thursday.
Winnipeg looks very enticing, except I might be in New York City for the.
Yes, maybe 0. It could be one or the other. It'll be 1 or 0.
9.
0.
Probably 0. If you really want to think big picture with the Calgary Flames, a lot of conversation will revolve around the arena. Now, Rhett, you're playing dumb on the arena. Like, you don't have any idea when this thing's going to be done and what's going on. So I'm going to encourage you to head to flamesnation.ca and read Pike's piece on the Calgary arena. Lots of stuff happening, and he'll put it into layman's terms. No mumbo jumbo.
I don't need layman's terms. I need a shovel and some.
And a hard hat.
Yeah.
What about your shoulders, though?
I'm the guy that stands with the shovel.
Foreman. Yeah.
Now, do they need to get those fancy silver shovels? Like they always have the big whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, the ribbon cut.
You cut the
fancy
ribbon when
shovel.
it opens, and you do the shovels when the construction starts. Is it hard to find? Is that what silver-plated shovels?
I think I shoveled at the Children's Hospital or the Ronald McDonald House.
Okay.
Could we bring the shoveler back for this event? I feel like that'd be a nice luminary / celebrity to endorse the beginning of the construction season. She back for Stampede?
As long as she dresses right, she can be there.
What's the right dress for a gold-plated shovel?
Yeah, no, save heart.
Like one of those yellow vests? What are we talking about?
Steel-toed boots and such. Yeah.
Right.
Maybe she could borrow Kadri's
mini skirt,
coveralls,
steel-toed boots.
We get the coveralls from the Flames from the outdoor game.
Yeah, that was not a vibe. Let's go to the Blues. Here's what they look like. You talked about some of the key characters there. Dino Neighbors top line with Thomas and Buchnevich. I think one of the reasons they didn't pull the trigger on Buchnevich, they could have, but he's got a year left, if I'm correct. So the urgency wasn't peak. It's not like he's walking this summer, if I'm correct. Second line, Shen, Saad, Kyrou. And yeah, it's kind of a mid-team. Blue line, Jack. Come on now. We can't be talking more about this. Yep. You know some of these people. Great stuff. Okay. Moving along. Bennington's going to start tonight. So all you red asses out there, that's your guy. Enjoy it. All right.
Likes to fight guy.
Yeah, but doesn't ever really fight. Just likes to get offended and
Yeah.
get tantrums. It's the kid at the grocery store tantrum aisle too. That's what it is.
He's outraged.
Likes to
He's
make
outraged.
people think he's likes to fight guy.
Exactly. It's faux likes to fight guy. We got some friend of the show news for Dean, your boy. He back, baby. Oh, Baba. Baba. So exciting. No?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go get him,
Good.
Matty.
Playoff run he jumps into here. Could be worse. Wranglers news. Let's go. Last night, nice little performance against. They avenged their loss. So last night against Cowichan Valley, and look at this. We've got a Hank Horton update here. Scores again. 2 goals, 2 helpers in 6 games. They win. Shutout for Connor Murphy. Tell us about Connor Murphy, Dean.
He's very good laterally. Good lateral movement. Very quick.
Lanky.
He's had a hell of a run.
34 saves. Stopped them all. Attaboy. First career AHL shutout. Attaboy. More hockey stuff.
Holy sportsy.
Yeah, I know. We gotta get sports, right? Buffalo, you told us they got hammered. Tampa Bay, now 8-1-1. They beat the Bruins. You called it, Rhett?
I did.
Bit of emotional letdown. You nailed it.
8-1-1. You noted they had a big amount of time off after that loss to the Flames. Dean, they'd hardly been playing, like 2 games a week. Only 10 games played thus far in March. 8-1-1. That's a tidy run that's got them away from Detroit, Washington, and the wild card chase. They've almost caught Toronto. They may move up to the 2-3, where they could see those very same Bruins in round 1.
Yeah. Again, what a treat. A first-round opponent. Yeah.
Would love that. Buzzer beater. This is the American Hockey League. Let's go to Rockford. Rowdy Rink. Wallaby Wooten Hod. It's actually might be Chicago.
One back by Sanford. Gutman has
remember Rem Pitlick?
Pitlick shoots, and they score!
That's 0.01 seconds remaining.
Ties the game 4-4.
There's a buzzer beater from
Buzzer beater from Pitlick, and the Hogs are still dancing.
This is not the Pitlick that they had to tie to a 5th rounder to get him off the books to Montreal.
Right.
Ahead of the deadline. Different guy.
The defensive play of some of these squads.
Rhett, you have a calling. I don't know that this is it. It might be helping these young men defend.
Fuck's that supposed to mean?
Nice, Pinder.
I'm really good at this.
That's
I
our
just
partner.
think when Michael Andlauer is chatting with you in a suite, is he interested about how you defend the D zone or what the plays of the week are on your podcast?
What's that? What's a t-shirt? Podcast, big podcast. It's very successful. Can't believe you haven't heard of it. Actually, I listen to it all the time.
Do you guys talk about the Senators?
Listen to it all the time. Love what you guys are doing out there.
Love what
Really,
you're doing.
big fan, eh?
Yeah.
NHL tonight.
What do you think about the crocodiles and snakes?
It's usually up.
It's sometimes a little. Holy, look at that lineup.
Yeah, that's 14 games. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
29 teams by my math team.
Any bangers?
Oh, dude, we got bangers. Okay, so ignore the top half. Not really feeling a lot of them. There's some okay ones, like Washington, Toronto, Detroit, Carolina. Okay.
I'll submit that those are borderline bangers, though.
On a different night, they would be, Dean. But here's what what happens once we get to 6 o'clock Mountain Time. Vegas, Winnipeg.
Banger.
And remember, year 1, Vegas upset Winnipeg in the conference final.
Ryan,
it was
Reed
3-1.
beat the Jets.
5 games. Rangers, Colorado.
Banger.
Serious banger. Kings, Oilers, which could be a playoff preview.
Banger. Big time.
Big time banger there. And then even at the end, Dallas and Vancouver, 2 teams leading their divisions respectively.
Banger.
So I'm sure that, you could have a little appetizer with the Leafs, Caps, the Wings and Canes, but the bangers get going at 6 Mountain tonight. Love it. Oh, what a night.
Yeah. Oh.
WHL draft lottery yesterday. You thought I wouldn't be ready for this, eh?
Well, you had it wrong, so I don't know what you.
It was just it's a little.
So good on you for having that, but say, oh, Everett.
The Pats have won the 2024 WHL U.S. Priority Draft Lottery.
How about it?
Overall, I didn't know there was a U.S. Priority Draft. See, there you are. I told you, Pats won. You jerks.
Right. I know. Sorry. 2 rounds. There's a 2-round WHL U.S. Priority Draft.
Thank you. Playoff start, I believe, tonight in the WHL. Dino. Holy shnikes. What do we got? There's Eastern Conference. 1 seed. Blades against PA.
Oh, they got a shit pump them.
Good Northern Saskatchewan rivalry right there. That is
Art
awesome.
Hauser. The Art Hauser is going to be rocking.
No, it's not the Art Hauser. That'll be in Saskatoon. Blades are first. Thank you very much.
Pay attention.
Settle down.
What's that? 2-hour drive? 145 retro?
Oh yeah, you can sit up there in no time.
You got a lot of pee breaks because you're drinking. It's a lot of road pops.
Yeah, sure. So are you allowed to do that in Northern Saskatchewan?
Oh yeah.
No.
You got to throw in another at least 20 minutes for piss breaks.
Please consult your insurance company before drinking and
stop
driving.
Anywhere. Stop in at Mr. Regeer's
The driver is not drinking, Ryan.
Okay. Well, drinking in a moving vehicle. Just consult your insurance before you do that. Swift Current, Lethbridge.
I'm the guy who's no fun.
Settle down,
stop in Rosthern, the Regeer home.
Yeah.
Maybe check out some properties. Ronnie will show you around, show you some nice places.
Ronnie boy.
Then carry on.
Moose Jaw, Brandon? Is that close or is that far?
It's far.
Yeah,
everything's far from Brandon.
That's true. Especially since they took that Winnipeg team away, huh? And Medicine Hat Red Deer. A good little Alberta battle there.
Oh, mama.
Come on, Strudel. Get the boys, the Rebels going here. Let's go.
Here's the
Going,
Western
boys.
Conference. Prince Albert and Spokane, Portland against Victoria.
Prince Albert? Prince George.
Did I say
Pinder's
Prince
not
Albert?
on today. Like
Why
he's
is that? You know,
I'm
where his
distracted.
focus
Very
is.
distracted.
It's fine.
completely
Very
distracted.
Very distracted. It's like when you pick up the ball throwing toy for the dog and then you're trying to get him to do stuff. He's just like,
Yeah,
bug out.
somebody's
Just run
jingled
ball.
the keys and you're a
Yes, exactly.
disaster.
It's exactly a key jingle. Back to that, Jack. We're not done. Vancouver Giants are a team to watch for Calgary Flames fan. Jordan Lipinski, Honzik, they are underdogs against Everett, who they will face in round 1. And Wenatchee, the new team, they'll face Kelowna.
Did you see who-
Rigoberto. We'll have some highlights for that, I'm sure.
Did you see who the Rockets named as their most valuable player this year?
It's got to be a Ginler. You're not bringing it up.
You're on today.
I was just
You're-
saying, I'm not
you're
distracted at all.
Real sharp
I'm
today.
dialed. I've got my
Correct.
WHL hat on. This
Most
is the old
valuable player,
Cranbrook
MVP.
jewelry logo. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just stop.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's baseball today. Hype video. Let's go.
I love baseball. I love scoring from first base, cutting the bag so fast you feel like you're flying.
Wow, can the big man fly?
The thrill of turning a home run into an out.
What a spectacular play by Mike Trout.
The feeling when you catch a pitch dead solid, perfect, on the barrel. I love sharing the joy of this game with the fans.
Thank you so much. You're my favorite player.
And if you love baseball like I do, you know there is one day when you love it unlike any other day. Opening day. Just saying them 2 words will make you smile. It's a new beginning, a fresh start, a new hope that this is the year.
Opening day is here. With it, all the optimism and enthusiasm of postseason dreams.
Opening day is our baseball holiday. And like all holidays, it never gets old.
Oh, baby.
Man, feels like yesterday I was a new kid around the league. Now I'm about to play in my 12th opening day. Really? 12? Damn. But here's the thing about opening day. I felt the same way first game of each Little League season. Felt the same way the first game every year at Millville High School. Felt the same way after 9, 10, 11 opening days in the big leagues. Putting on the uniform, lining up for intros, taking the field, stepping in the box for the first time. You feel like a kid on your birthday. Let's go. You're so full of hope and so eager to start the season right. And that is a great way to play baseball. It's that opening day feeling.
There is nothing more exciting than opening day.
It's like you're a kid again. And the world is full of possibilities.
It's just the beginning.
Trout. Silly little Trout. What's it from?
Dean?
Pretty little Trout. No, I thought it was good. I wish it was longer.
Yeah, that was the thing. We had to saw that down from its original 8 minutes.
And the way he voiced it
240.
really got you. Like
Does
when
feel
you're
like
rounding
next,
the bases and it feels like you're going to take flight.
Wow. 12
Has
years
it been 12
already.
years already?
Wow.
Damn. It's weird, but we're gonna have to just put a pin in this. Ryan.
Okay.
Because our guest is ready to join us.
Do
we want to play that again for Dregs? Because he got in just near the end. We could play that again.
Drake, you want a nice 3-minute
Drake's
warm-up?
got 45 minutes burning the hole in his pocket. We go to the TELUS Insider Hotline. It's a presentation of TELUS. How about that? You can enter to win one of 6 monthly prizes, including tickets to Calgary hockey games. Awesome tech like AirPods, Apple Watches, and more. No purchase necessary. All you have to do is fill out a quick survey to enter for your chance to win. Go online, telus.com/flames contest. Darren Dreger, TSN, and Barnburner Hockey Insider joins us. Dregs, good to see you. Appreciate you moving your sked, getting in for us a day early. Yeah. We discussed it yesterday. Turkey, or do you go ham on an Easter weekend? Rhett was giving me shit. I'm not into lamb chops or having lamb. What are we doing at the Dreger house?
Yeah, no lamb. I know. I've never liked lamb. I find it gamey. I mean, I grew up on the prairies and ate nothing but venison and moose and elk and all of that. There's a greasiness about lamb, and Rhett's going to say, well, you're not preparing it properly. Then.
That's correct.
Like that's, but you put the mint sauce on there. That's for kids. Like, who wants mint on their meat? Like, seriously, like, what are we doing here?
That's right.
So, no, my wife's away this weekend, so it's just my son and I. So it's going to be something like steak, something like that. Nothing
sounds rough. I hope you make it. I hope you can round the corner in the weekend and get through to next week.
Yeah, Godspeed.
Yeah. But hey, hold on a second. It's also Good Friday. I grew up in a house where on Good Friday, you ate like dried fruit and noodles.
Mm-hmm.
No meat.
No meat.
I just haven't. I haven't.
Some beans,
stayed true to that.
Lentils and stuff. Yeah. Well, anyway, I noticed, I'll tell you what, I took a far more sound beating for not liking lamb than you just took. He just kind of sat there and let you rip it. But
the fact he brought up the mint, the jelly,
yeah,
he knows what he's talking about. He's tried it a couple times. Dean ate it once in '82 and has swore off it.
Now, was it like the grandfather or the father-in-law? My father-in-law, God rest his soul, would cook pork chops on the barbecue. Again, in Saskatchewan, where there was no meat thermometers. Like when the pork chop was curling upwards on the barbecue, and it's like a quarter of an inch thick.
Yeah.
Then you thought it was done, but you cooked it another 2 minutes just to be safe.
Be safe.
Yeah, that was my introduction to lamb. So
I guess we'll get into it. There are 14 games.
Yeah.
There were a couple last night. Reds in Buffalo, tough going Buffalo.
Jeez.
Can I start there, Dean? I want to ask. Soundly booed at the end of the first, rightfully so. Look really disinterested in performing at any level. Didn't want to be there. It was horrific. Like they were brutal. Now, I'm a player has to be the team and the players have to have the push. But there is a lot of rumors swirling around these parts that maybe these coaches should have a little more urgency to what they're trying to accomplish.
And I think that's fair, Rhett. I do. And look, if at least from my perspective, if you're going to be critical of the coach, it's normally based on how the team starts. And if the team isn't ready to start, well, why aren't they ready to start?
Yeah.
Some of that is, all right, you're playing back to back for whatever, make any excuse you want. But that's ultimately what coaching is about, is making sure that your guys are ready to roll. And there have been too many games in the second half of the year where the Buffalo Sabres haven't been ready to roll. So I think there's enough blame around this organization that absolutely Donnie Granato and the coaching staff need to feel some of that heat. I mean, some of the media in Buffalo postgame were just flat out calling for his neck. It's over. They need to change the coach. I don't get the sense that Kevin Adams wants to do that, but I'm going to say yet. And, let's give this guy some credit. He's been around long enough and he's done enough that you can't apply the lax experience to the general manager title of Kevin Adams, because he has made some bold trades, some bold decisions. He's changed coaches. But I think he's in a place where he wants to park it at the skates of the players, at least for a while longer. Now, is that while the rest of this regular season, they don't make the playoffs, and doesn't look like they will. They don't make the playoffs. And then you go through that exhaustive process in the offseason where the owner is asking questions, the manager is asking questions, the coach is asking questions, and not much gets done. I think that's probably more of the reality of the situation, unless things turn a lot more nasty with the remaining games. But just to wrap up my overall thought on Buffalo here, yeah, there's been a lot of coaching changes historically in Buffalo, but I know that Adams is not being governed here by Terry Pegula, who says, this guy's under contract and I'm not paying a coach who isn't coaching for the Buffalo Sabres. That doesn't apply. Adams, I'm told Adams has full flexibility to make those tough decisions if that's what they see is what's needed, in the near future or in the offseason.
Do you have an opinion if that is what's needed, or is the talent level not good enough?
Well, see, I don't know that it's what's needed. And I know I'm not answering your question, which bugs me because I'm not in that room and I'm not tight enough to the organization. But, there are some warning signs here, right? Like what happened to the offense last year, which was tremendous. I mean, there were pieces in Buffalo that were the talk of the National Hockey League, really good players.
Mm-hmm.
This blue line, which Kevin Adams just bolstered by acquiring Bowen Byram, is supposed to be the talk of the league. Well, we've been talking about how formidable they are for a long, long time, but are they?
They can't play in their own end.
No.
They need a Chris Tanev is what they need.
So goaltending was an issue for the Sabres for much of the first half. But correct me if I'm wrong, it looks like it's improved. It's at least been average. It's stabilized. So we can't use that as
I actually think, to interrupt you, and I'm sorry for interrupting you, you're trying to answer a question. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen has been one of the top goaltenders since January 1st.
In the new year.
Yeah.
And Granato's been there 5 years, guys. Like this, I know it's only, I think 3.5 of that is the head, but that is a long time for a coach to be in a room with the lack of winning they've had for 5 years. I feel like what's the point of getting a few happy wins and weakening your draft stock? You address this in the offseason is how I feel about it.
Yeah. And I'm kind of with you there. The coaching wheel is going to be fascinating this year because of the teams that are in the market too, right? Ottawa is going to replace Jacques Martin as interim. The LA Kings are likely going to add a coach. St. Louis probably is going to go a different direction than Drew Bannister. What's going to happen with Travis Green and the New Jersey Devils? I happen to think that Travis Green's a good coach. I suspect that he's going to stay there, but look around the league, right? And you look at the opportunity. I'm still surprised that Craig Berube isn't back on an NHL bench already. I mean, if I were a young team, which Buffalo is, as we continue to talk Sabres here, I applied that to the Ottawa Senators. I understand why they put Jacques Martin, Danny Alfredson on that bench, because that team just wasn't structured enough. And that's what Jacques Martin built a career around, right? But because of what Tocchet and the Vancouver Canucks have done, if I would have been Staios or management in Ottawa, I'd have jumped at Berube, just said, okay, you take the reins and you get this team whipped into shape. End of the year, you come to me and you tell me what we need as a manager. I'll try and do that in the offseason. So when camp rolls around, we're good to go. Maybe if things again continue to erode in Buffalo with games remaining, that's the direction that Adams goes with an experienced guy like Berube, players who have played for. We had Wayne Simmons in studio for the trade deadline, and this shouldn't come as a surprise. He basically said that Craig Berube, it's not even close to the best coach that he ever had. And that's saying a lot when you look at the career of Wayne Simmons and some of the guys he played for. So.
Do you get the sense Craig Berube is being patient here, waiting to pick a spot? Because there's going to be a real good team that gets shocked in round one, and there's openings that we don't see coming until they happen. And he's a great fit in Ottawa. Sure, he'd be a great fit in Buffalo. He's a great fit ever. He's a great coach.
He is.
Is he waiting for the perfect spot and the perfect market kind of thing?
Well, yeah, more or less. But I think he's a little surprised that there hasn't been more action around him. Again, you're talking about a real good class of available coaches here. I don't want to overlook some of the experience. Dean Evison, I think I think he's a good coach. He's going to be on an NHL bench. I don't think that Berube is cherry picking, but I think his preference would be to go to a team that's maybe a bit more established. But look at what he did in St. Louis in building that team into a Stanley Cup champion, right? So if he were to get an opportunity in Ottawa or a team like Buffalo, who is on the rise, I don't think that he'd push away and say, no, you're not quite there yet. I feel like, there's a playoff team that, no, I don't think that he has that luxury at this point. Maybe he will in the offseason. I'm kind of amused at all the speculation. Maybe it's because John Tortorella sort of brings it on himself. I mean, last week he was scratching Sean Couturier as captain. This past Sunday, he just disrespects the assembled media, and then by extension kind of throws his goalie Felix Sandstrom under the bus. I don't know if you guys have read it, but there is a percolating speculation that maybe Torts, is steps away.
Really?
That would be surprising to me because he still enjoys the juice. I know that he does. And he's got a seat at the management table of the Philadelphia Flyers. So it's not like he doesn't have any say. Could there be an opportunity? And the reason I even bring any of that up is because the speculation then wires back to Berube. And would he have interest in another tour of duty with the Philadelphia Flyers? So it's fascinating stuff.
Yeah, sorry, Drake. I was going to say, I think you've brought his name up before, and I just wonder, like Ryan says, there's going to be some mushroom clouds in the first round. Yeah. Some teams are going to be on the way out. When can we expect Joel Quenneville, or can we, to be back in the kind of rotation as a guy who is going to be a candidate for one of these jobs?
Well, yeah, I would say he is a candidate for these jobs. The commissioner of the National Hockey League may look at that a little bit differently because they have not allowed Joel Quenneville to pick himself off the mat yet. The same applies to Stan Bowman, who has had management opportunities, not necessarily GM jobs, but, Bowman isn't looking to get back into the National Hockey League. Of course, he'd love to be a GM again, but, you look at his level of experience and you can see how he'd be a fit for a team that maybe has a less experienced GM. I think we're going to hear more from Joel publicly. I did see he did a podcast recently based out of Toronto, I think, right? And he talked more about, philosophy and how much he's watching hockey now and some of those things. If you're a veteran team, you're on the cusp. You really feel that you're close to moving into that top contending status. And you're not entirely sold on your head coach at the end of this year. Maybe you get dispatched in round 1 or 2. You got to have that conversation, don't you? Yeah. Don't you pick it? Because the other side of this, with all due respect to Joel, who, obviously is a very, very good coach, he's at a point where, age is going to catch up with him as well, right? And it's head coaching in the National Hockey League is a younger man's game. It just is, because of the hours that you have to invest and pour into it and travel time and all of that. But I do think that he deserves another shot.
Alain Vigneault, I believe, is last year. He gets paid by the Flyers is this year as well. So,
yeah.
Or is he done?
Yeah, he's, you know what? The thing that Alain Vigneault looks forward to every day is the first tee. That's what he looks forward to.
Good for him. Well,
and look, I can understand why you'd bring his name up, because I've circled around him a bunch of times over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I happen to think, I think he's a decent coach, and I mean his track record would certainly support that. But as I said, I think he just grew weary of the wear and tear and wanted to spend more time around his family. And now that he's been away, the finances aren't an issue. He's just like, I don't think so. But I say that, and maybe the perfect scenario does unfold where he thinks he can actually do something. But short of that, every time I've checked in, it's been, no, I'm happy in retirement.
Man, I look at LA. That would be such a spot to go. Not for AV necessarily, but for any of these guys. If they get steamrolled by the Oilers, which really wouldn't be that much of an indictment.
Yeah.
But it would be 3 years in a row they've lost to the Oilers. They've got the interim thing going on. They've got a good young team with some good vets. Like that, is that the primo spot that guys would be waiting on if there's such a thing?
Maybe. I mean, it's LA, right? So,
Yeah.
and it depends. What sort of change, is ownership of the Los Angeles Kings thinking about going into the offseason? Are we sure that Rob Blake and the management crew of the Los Angeles Kings are going to hold in there? Maybe not. When Rob Blake had to make the coaching change in firing Todd McClellan, I mean, he looked like he had enough. He looked like a general manager that was just tired of having to get rid of good people because of a results-driven business, right? You know what? If Edmonton and LA match up the way it looks like they will, I'm not so sure about that. I love the Oilers. Why wouldn't you, with the star status of what they've got there? The way that the Los Angeles Kings can choke you out, that's going to be an interesting series, I think, if it plays out that way. If their goaltending can measure up, they've got the horses back there and the experience. I think they could drive McDavid and Draisaitl crazy. So then it comes down to, okay, well, is Evander Kane going to introduce himself back to the Oilers? Because he's kind of been out there, not doing a whole lot of late, and then some of the other pieces. But I don't think that's going to be a cakewalk of the series.
Well, and 7 and 6 game series the last 2 springs too. They've been great already. And I think LA, you could argue, Dubois, Byfield's emergence.
Man, did they need him, eh?
Yeah.
Last week we talked to you about Nashville and this amazing run they've been on. Well, it's a week has passed and we can still talk about Nashville and this amazing run. It's really we were talking about this morning because St. Louis plays Calgary tonight, and St. Louis has been pretty good, but no one's been as good as Nashville. You can't catch them. They've thrown a real wrench into things. Winnipeg has lost some games. Nashville continues to win. Just a 4-point gap now between Winnipeg in third and Nashville sitting fourth in the Central. Not crazy to think that if the Jets slide much more, you want to avoid Colorado because they're so good, but yet Dallas has been keeping pace with them. That 14 group there in the Central, which will incorporate you would think a wild card spot for sure, but it's going to be a wild finish there.
It's going to be a wild finish. And I want to bring Rhett back into this because it does kind of relate to coaching tactics and how much coaching and management matters. So Nashville doesn't like the way things go. They've got this fancy night out planned, and I guess it was Vegas, right? They were supposed to go to the concert in the Sphere. And whether it was Barry Trotz or it was Bruno or collectively, they just said, nah, we're not doing that. Sorry, guys, you didn't earn it. We're getting out of Dodge, right? And is that just coincidence that since that point, this team is kind of taken on a run? Or is it the players finally understanding and appreciating that what Barry Trotz and Andrew Burnett have been preaching is for real? And if you're not going to play that way, then there are going to be consequences.
I think the one thing it does say is I think in situations like that, more often than not, you're going to lose the room, to be quite honest with you. But I actually think that that's how much these guys respect Burnett and Trotz.
Yeah.
The fact that they did it and responded in the right way says volumes to me about what's going on with the management.
But would it have started as the middle finger to Burnett or whoever makes that decision? I would think it's like, well, F these guys. We're adults. We're professionals. We can go to a concert. We're not losing. Do you know what I mean? Like that's kind of, you do that with kids, right? I wonder if it started as a screw these guys, but then you start winning and winning heals everything. I don't know.
I don't know either. It's just odd. Usually you're going to lose guys over stuff like that. And I mean, I don't want to make too big a deal of it.
Right.
I don't know the exact details of how any of it played out, but the fact that they did respond, there has to be some correlation to it. It's too obvious.
I'm with you, man. And I kind of appreciate the mind games here. And I think it's more Trotz than it is Bruno. Look, I mean, Barry's been there and he's done that. And, based on the decades that he spent, being a real good head coach, a very solid communicator, never a problem with messaging there. All of the stuff around the trade deadline or just prior to about UC Saros and Novak and all of that. I honestly, I think that's Barry Trotz kind of stealing a page from his book as an NHL coach. I'm going to make things a little uncomfortable here. I don't have any intention of trading Saros, but I don't have an extension. And I want to just send a message to the group that we're not happy. So you guys have got to play your way to showing us that we shouldn't do something drastic. And I just think that that's old school, and I love it.
What about the Jets for a moment? Because and we're so hyper focused that we do shows every day, and a week feels like a lifetime when you're losing. And they lose to the Devils, the Islanders. They get shut out by Washington. They get a point against Edmonton, but they were down 3-1, I think, in that game and had to force overtime. Now they've got Vegas coming up. That'll be a big one. Ottawa, but then it's the Kings, the Wild are coming up, the Predators. They've got a stretch of games here that is no cakewalk.
Wow.
Yeah, right. It's it felt like, again, Toffoli came in. He's been great. Look at these moves. They're primed and they're poised. And on one hand, Nashville is, did you peak too early? Can you continue to go?
Yeah.
And for Winnipeg, it's don't start to the bed now. You've got this far. You got 10 games or whatever it is left. Figure it out here, but it's not going to be easy.
But that's what it is, right, Dean? It's about figuring it out. Like the playoffs for the Winnipeg Jets or any team like that who's kind of been all over the map of late, get into that playoff mindset. I'm sure this is driving Rick Bowness bonkers, just the inconsistency. They're close to getting healthy. I'm just looking at an email told me this morning that, Velarde took part in the morning skate. So the expectation is that he'll go into full practice tomorrow and they'll have a better update on, when he's expected to return. That's a pretty big hole. I mean, he's been really, really good when he's been available to the Winnipeg Jets, but they have enough coverage that one player really shouldn't make the difference. But there are some mind issues that are at play here. They've lost a couple of times already to Vegas, so that's kind of chirping them in the ear. The experience of the Vegas Golden Knights, I don't think they're going to have a problem mentally getting up for this one tonight. They're pushing their young guys a little bit harder in Winnipeg. Like I'm just looking at their 4 lines right now. I don't see Perfetti in the mix here. No, he's a scratch. He's a scratch. So, he'd played a couple of games. He was on the outside looking in. They bring in Toffoli. Now he's really on the outside looking in. He comes back, he scores, plays another game, but now he's a healthy scratch. So Bowness is just looking for some sort of consistency to try and get them rolling as they prepare for the playoffs.
It's probably like this every year. But we show the standings. Ryan in the Pinder Report will show there's 1 point separating 7 teams or 6 teams or 8 teams. It feels like the parity is, I mean, say what you want, but the parity's been working for a lot of these teams. It's exactly what you have to want. And I don't know. I know we talked about it last week. It feels pretty wide open as we head down the stretch here with 3 weeks to go or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I'm okay with parity. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, we have seen some developments late in the year here, which is fine. Like, there are still some possibilities as we've discussed in the West. In the East, there's a number of scenarios that could unfold. I mean, Leafs Nation had the Toronto Maple Leafs locked in that 3rd spot in the Atlantic for basically the year. And here comes the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are on an absolute heater. And if I were in the East, that would be concerning. Not that, the possibility of the Lightning overtaking the Maple Leafs, but more of the experience, the goaltending, the Tampa Bay Lightning getting hot at this point in the season going into the playoffs. But I still look at the Western Conference, and I think that they're more heavily favored than the East. You've got Carolina, who are really good. You've got the New York Rangers, who are really good. I'm not buying the Boston Bruins because of a bit of a weakness up the middle of the ice, but I don't know, man. Across the board, it's fairly equal. I think we're in for some real decent playoff hockey here. I do.
3 weeks.
It was I guess depending on whether you're a Leaf fan or not, I thought it was a real treat to see what Florida did last year. Surprised everybody, huge upset. The way they were winning games, Tkachuk just skating straight off the ice into the locker room. I just wonder if there's another, could that be Nashville this year? No one picked Florida to get out of that.
No, and they needed Pittsburgh to lose to Chicago in the last couple of games of the year just to get in. I mean, if Pittsburgh takes care of business, Florida doesn't even qualify. Right. They're the lowest point total. They had one less than the Flames last year, and they're all the way in the Cup final. I mean, what a story.
Yeah. Speaking of stories, what I'm kind of drilling down on now in the next several, nobody really gives a rat's, about the World Championships unless you're playing in it, right? And I mean, at TSN, we cover it. We have the rights, so we have to care. It's going to be fascinating for me. Like a great story. How about this? Last time the men's worlds were in Prague, Crosby went there to complete the triple gold, right? Wow. And they ended up winning. Imagine if healthy enough, Sid says, yeah, you know what? I'll go back to the worlds. Why wouldn't I? And Connor Bedard, joins them in Prague. I mean, those are the juicy storylines of that international event, which I think is important because it gets that wheel turning again, right? Then you've got the four nations coming up in 25 and the Olympic roster, who I think Crosby's going to be on that team. I'd like to be the coach and general manager who doesn't be on. Hold on, back up. I wouldn't like to be the coach and GM who doesn't have Sid on that team, but that kind of wheel getting rolling here is it's got me occupied for the next several days.
Probably got a little more leverage with those international tournaments coming. Tougher to say no if you're a guy that wants to play at the Olympics or in the four nations. Yeah.
Well, and you know what, too? And I think you kind of talked about it last week. If Crosby, really putting the cart in front of the horse, but if Crosby goes and maybe he plays with Bedard or just plays, and then it's, what about life after Pittsburgh? Yeah. There's some chemistry with some other younger players, your vision starts to open up just a little bit.
You can flip it though, Dean. If Sid just says, "Nah, you know what? I mean, come on. He's got bumps and bruises. Of course he does. Maybe he's not healthy enough. Yeah. But if he pushes away at the end of the year and just says, "Nah, I'm done. I need a break," then I think that even more fuels the speculation coming out of Pittsburgh if he doesn't answer that question of whether he's going to be back in camp or not. So
that's a story.
Fun times ahead,
isn't it? Yeah.
Well, we'll be thinking about you and your son this weekend. Hang in there.
I appreciate
do your best.
Medium rare
to get through it. Attaboy.
Just make sure the beer's got the fridge totally full, just in case in emergency, crack another.
Okay, he's a Sleeman beer rep. That's what he does for a living. So that's not an issue.
Oh, you raised a heck of a man. Well done, Dregs.
So you got a beer rep and a lawyer, right? So that you're really covered. If things go really offside,
whether you want to get in trouble or out of trouble, you got it all.
Yeah. I'm set. I'm all good, boys.
Beauty. Thanks, Dregs. We'll talk to you next week, man.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too. There he is. Darren Dreger, TSN Insider, and our insider here as well on the Insider Hotline. A presentation of TELUS, world-leading technology, driving meaningful change, transforming healthcare, making the food supply more sustainable, helping Canadians in need. It's why TELUS is the most giving company in the world, making the future friendly. Learn more online, telus.com/givesback. We'll spin right back in. We get back to the Pinder Report, which is a presentation of Village Honda.
I got Flames news. So Dustin Wolf has been named as the starter for tonight's contest in St. Louis. No surprise. It was Markstrom in Chicago, but there are some surprises elsewhere. Our game time decision is Oliver Shillington tonight, and Andrew Mangiapane will have a seat with what I'm sure could be spun as illness or something, but something we've talked about. Let's roll some kids into higher spots in the lineup. And maybe some vets get some time here, however they want to doctor it up to bumps and bruises, day off, maintenance, illness, whatevs.
Yeah, and
it all could be true.
Yeah, and you don't need to. I kind of looked at it briefly this morning, and then I just of course, it's not been a good run for Mangiapane. I think it's nothing in this last 8 or whatever it is. And Rasmus Anderson has not had a good run. Kuzmenko has not had a good run. Goes without saying that the goals against are way up and the goals for are way down. So yeah, if you're like us, I think across the board, we've been banging the drum, treating this as a extended training camp.
Yep.
Spin some guys through, then not a bad thing.
Very good.
He just wants to go to the ball game.
Yeah, we all do. Now, if you're going to be at the ball game outside, beautiful day.
Are the Cardinals at home? Because they're in St. Louis. It's opening day with the Cards.
Busch Stadium, New Busch, whatever they call it.
Beautiful.
They're playing the Dodgers, so I don't know if they're at home.
Yeah.
We've got a graphic for that. Jack, do you have the baseball schedule today? Let's throw that up.
They love baseball in St. Louis.
Well, ball. Yeah, it's in Los Angeles. It's in a matinee in L.A.
Sorry, man.
Damn. There's your sked, boys. Look at that. So just overlapping baseball, basically from 1 p.m. Mountain all the way through till late. The only game that will get a spotlight to itself is Cubs, Texas, on ESPN. That's your defending World Series champs and, the Cubbies. Right on. Should be fun.
That's the way you do it.
So
there's always games on. Always something happening. Gary.
Baseball's romantic, boys. Like the sound of people hammering beers and the crack of the bat.
Well struck.
Now that, of course, is spring. But it was indeed beer.
See, that brings the tear to your eyes for opening day. That's the
what I'm
video.
talking about.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's the one.
Yeah, Trout's mediocre acting. Not that one got me.
Bear. It works.
A little poetry. You want to get all artsy fartsy, Rhett?
Love it.
Let's do it. Baseball breaks your heart. It is designed to break your heart. The game begins in the spring when everything else begins again, and it blossoms in the summer, filling the afternoons and evenings. And then as soon as the chill rains come, it stops and leaves you to face the fall alone. I'm Ryan Pinder.
Bartlett.
You want some odds? Who's good at baseball? World Series odds right here on Betway. Dodgers plus 400. Braves. They were awesome last year. No one remembering the Braves were awesome. Maybe they're. I don't know. Plus 450. Jays, the 8th highest at 14-1. And people like the Yankees this year, Dino. They got Soto in. Garrett Cole, though, not right. Is this just big market money coming in on the Yankees, or are they actually good?
No, it's big. It's the Yankees. They're not good.
Okay. Excellent to hear. Let's go to basketball. You ever scored a hoop from your hoop?
Sorry, right? Yeah, I see you grimacing. It's just they got.
Well, I'm confused. You're a Yankee fan, but a Bears fan. Like, are you a Chicago guy? Or are you New York? Like, come on. I don't like how you're operating over there.
Right. I do need to be
Especially
more
with
loyal.
The loyalty that Rhett
to
shows.
specific teams. Yeah,
Well,
and then not stray.
It's mostly the Bears thing because you just pulled it out of your ass, and it's not really a. And the fact that you're running with it really bothers me. So,
I can drop it. It was peer pressure to get one to begin with, so I can drop it just as easy.
Dean's allowed to have fun and pain too, just like the rest of us. And unlike you, we pick a team and don't stray rather than swapping jerseys in a series.
I'm a reporter. I'm a part of the media. I can't.
Journalist.
Not supposed to pick teams. No sides.
We're into the heavy sports now, fellas. Scoring a hoop from your hoop. Have a look. This is the Oklahoma City.
Obviously, you've got a set piece coming here.
Thunders?
Yeah, that's a play.
Schooners.
Hoping you get some points out of this.
Schooners?
Oh, Giddy from the
Oh, yeah.
backside, he was on his back.
Traveling.
Is that traveling when your hoop's on the floor?
Oh, Giddy
For a hoop?
from the backside, he was on.
Not bad.
They're really getting loose with the traveling calls, though.
Yeah,
It's just every play. There's no such thing as traveling anymore. Jack, can you confirm there's no traveling ever?
I can confirm.
Thank you.
We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah. I don't know if that was on air or off, but it's a joke. This is the part of the program, Dean, where what do we normally do here on the Pin Report? We've kind of
dumb stuff.
Yeah. So let's get to the East Coast Hockey League that's got a bit of a crisis on their hands. Right? It appears the Growlers in Newfoundland and the Lions who play somewhere else. The league's got to cover the bills. The somewhere else Lions. I hate to see it happen.
And the somewhere else Lions have had a great year too, so you hate to see it.
I just feel for all the people in somewhere else.
The fans in somewhere else just haven't supported it though. They have not bought tickets. They won't buy the merch.
Right.
So it's going to be weird seeing somewhere else without a pro team potentially.
Well, to see the Lions go somewhere else other than somewhere else would be just odd. Let's get to, have you heard of the Big Three League? I think this is like Ice Cube's basketball project. They've offered Caitlin Clark $5 million. It's like 3-on-3 basketball, Jack. Can you confirm? She's, of course, the NCAA star that I believe is, she's done as soon as the tournament's over.
Sounds like a nice number. I would take it.
I'd listen. Yeah. I mean, geez, Ice Cube seems like a nice guy too. Sit down, have a chat.
Sounds like that's pocket change to what she might be able to get, though. That this will start to. I think I saw Barstool Portnoy already was ready to go up on that offer.
That's what you want, a bidding war, right?
She's a star.
She's going to make more than Lindholm next year, I think. Poor bastard.
Probably, yeah.
Cavs preseason next week. Getting ready. The CPL season not far away. They will have a friendly with Foothills of Calgary. $5. All proceeds going to Habitat for Humanity in Southern Alberta.
Well done.
Love to see it.
No, love it.
April 16th. Right there.
Great for nice weather.
April 6th. Yeah.
Staying with soccer, we've got a roster announcement, Dean. I know this is big on your radar. Good luck to the women as the Canadian women's U20 International Germany. There it is.
Sounds like it's big on your.
Yeah, you've got it all dialed.
You're
in.
nailed. Yeah.
CEBL news. I know you're a big proponent of the CEBL. We've got.
Do you have any snakes?
They're celebrating women in basketball, and it's a month to think of all the work that women have done in the great game of basketball. So a tip of the cap, and some hoops and dimes to the ladies propping up the CEBL, Dean. Yeah, they are. See,
there you go.
Mariel's lovely. I think she set up our gift pack for our Christmas charity. PWHL standings. Let's get to it. Toronto's been on quite a run, Rhett, and I mean quite a run. I think they started the season with a couple losses. What a heater, Dean.
Like, I see what you're doing.
Pardon me? Toronto 10-3-0-6. Wow. Sorry, did you say you wanted some Gators? Yeah. I got some Gator news for you. Let's go. Looks like a second straight weekend sweep for the women's softball Gators, the University of Florida.
Shoveler is not happy about that. Does not like the Gator softball.
The Shoveler?
No, doesn't.
Just bitter rivals, eh?
Huge rivals.
Yeah.
You can't let go. Hey, after all these years, it's still
all these years.
Yeah.
Tough losses.
Is it a backpack or is it a craw? What is it stuck in?
It's a bit of both, maybe.
Yeah. I do have some snake content. We have Jake the Snake promoting AEW Wrestling, Dean. I know you're a big wrestling head. This was the event last night. I don't know if you caught that. Quebec City hosting AEW. Do you have a recap for us?
Not well attended.
Oh, dear.
Not well attended. Around 4,000 people, less than, came out. Huge disappointment in terms of the attendance.
Jeez, that's a big rink, too. What, 17K at
Big
least?
names going at it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kumbaya and the Osprey. That's tough. Okay. Finally, they didn't tell us Bear was a movie star. Bear's got his own TikTok channel. Bear's a big hoopster. And looks like he's shooting some content with his pal.
Coming to my basketball game?
I'll be there.
Coach said I might get in this time.
Nice, that's good.
He said if we're down by 30 points, I better be ready.
Great.
Yeah, he probably knows I'm the only one who could actually come back.
Right, for sure.
I'm probably going to be the next Larry James.
It's LeBron.
If I am the next Larry James,
LeBron.
then the NBA scouts will probably definitely be at my game.
Well, I don't think NBA scouts.
What if they invite me to sit courtside at a Lacker game?
At a what?
A law Lacker game.
Are you trying to say
you like sports, but you don't know who the Lackers are?
The Lakers.
Where Larry James plays.
LeBron James.
Okay, what if I get to go there?
The crypto arena.
And I see Larry James.
It's LeBron.
And Larry's like,
LeBron.
He's like, Derek, we need you on the Lackers.
The Lakers.
I'd be like, Larry James.
LeBron.
I would love to be a Lacker.
Laker.
But the truth is, don't tell Larry James.
It's LeBron.
Okay, but don't tell him.
Okay, I won't.
I'm a Stephen Curry fan.
It's Steph Curry.
Boys money every time. I love basketball. Cobby.
It's a budding star, Dean.
Yeah, so he gets the attitude.
You happy?
This is way better.
Yeah.
Yeah. You showed me.
Well, there's one more thing. So
much egg on my face.
No, because I think there's some European leagues we haven't covered.
Definitely sabotage everything to make some sort of point. Well done.
We skipped one. I'm sorry. Jack missed one. The bear was supposed to. So here's our final one. It's a snake in a toilet.
โอ้ใหญ่จริงอะไรอย่างนี้เขาก็เลยพยายามจะคีบก็คือพอคีบได้เสร็จเขาก็พยายามจะดึง ดึงตัวงูออกมาค่ะแล้วนี่เขาบอกว่าเฮ้ยมันกินอะไรมาหรือเปล่าทำไมมันถึงดึงไม่ออกพี่ไม่อยากดึงมันแล้วกลัวมันขาดเรียกกู้ภัยดีกว่าพี่รปภก็เลยโทรหากู้ภัยค่ะพี่กู้ภัยก็มาคนเดียวเลยก็คือแบบว่าเหมือนเขาชำนาญค่ะมาถึงก็เดินเข้าไปก็จับแล้วก็พยายามดึงก็พี่ขออนุญาตชักโครกนะหรือว่าเอาเลยค่ะเต็มที่เลยเอาออกไปก็ดำเนินการประมาณ30นาทีจนเอาตัวงูออกมาได้ติดออกมาจากชักโครกเลยประมาณว่ามันคาอยู่ในรูพอเราเหมือนยิ่งไปเจอน้องก็คงจะแบบสัญชาตญาณของสัตว์อะค่ะประมาณนั้นกู้ภัยก็เลยยกออกมาทางชักโครกเลยแต่คือแบบน้องไม่ได้แบบชูแบบว่าจะทำอะไรนะคือเหมือนแบบพยายามจะหาทางออกแหละประมาณนั้นนะคะ
So anyway, we lots of sports. We didn't do too much goofing around, Dane, and hopefully we've unlocked a new nightmare for everyone out there today. That's your Pinder Report.
Ryan Pike, is this the best Pinder Report ever or the worst? Well, if it has to be one, I know which one I'm picking. Village Honda. Huge selection of pre-owned vehicles, all makes, all models, all budgets, over 90 units on site, access to more than 500 more inside the dealership group. It's why Village Honda is and should be your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary. They are worth the trip. Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall. Now, in fairness, Rhett, I saw you cupping your face in your hand during that as well. You enjoyed it?
The dog one was way too much, painful.
Well, it's Bear. He's trying to make it. It's not your first piece of art, isn't your best. Got to grind.
The fact that someone made that.
Oh, it's Dean. Yeah, that's his TikTok.
Yeah. Wasn't Dean. The fact that someone made that is what staggers me.
Larry, did you get it?
You've put this time into creating this. Like, is that considered content?
Not good content.
Things that good podcast, social media people, this is what we're supposed to be doing? Getting that stuff out there, that content?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It made the Pinder Report, though.
It's a high bar, Dean.
I wonder who sent that to him. Anyone? No?
Outdoor Dental, Dr. J. Patel. I'm guessing a bunch of you have fallen asleep. Just nodded right off with the last 10, 15 minutes of the program. And are you snoring? Were you snoring? Then it's time to figure it out. Dentistry with no needles, no drills, no stress. It's the Soleil laser. It's the way that dentistry with the hooks and the chains and stuff. That's old news, baby. Get in there with the Soleil laser. In addition, if you have sleep apnea, if you do snore, they'll use the Soleil laser to tighten the soft palate. And that is the soft palate. It's the culprit a lot of the time when you're snoring. 2 15-minute treatments increases the tension of the soft palate and non-surgical pain-free. And before you know it, you're sleeping better. You're sleeping longer. The sleep that you're getting is of better quality because you're falling deeper into sleep. And those around you are also sleeping better because you're not roaring like some sort of a machine, sort of a
lawnmower.
Yeah, gas-powered machine sitting in the corner of the bedroom. Do it now. Check it out. We've been talking about it for a long time. We've had people go and do it. Guys have come up and say, yeah, I did. You know what? It really was pain-free. And it's worth it. 2 15-minute treatments, do it. Outdoor.dental is the website. Dr. Che Patel is the man. And at the very least, you can go and visit for a consultation and to find out more. Outdoor.dental. We can do a little roll it if you'd like. Because it's not quite.
Let's roll one, Rhett.
It's not quite Friday, but it's Tim Hortons. It is the 60th anniversary of Tim's, and roll up the rim to win. Got a few short days left to get in there. Celebrating the big year, Tim Hortons giving away some huge prizes. An all-electric Volkswagen ID4, a sun-soaked Hilton getaway, and cash with a daily jackpot of $10,000. How do you take part? You get the Tim's app, get it on your phone. If you're not doing, Do you do the pre-order on your phone with the app for your coffee?
I finally did. Like I made the switch and I was like, why have I not been doing this? Because I'd be waiting in a line rather than just grabbing my coffee and going. What am I doing?
Again, it's another one thing I almost don't want to tell you. But before I leave the house, you go on the app, place the order from the Tims that you're going to be going by, and then you just wheel in and it's ready for you on the tabletop there. Just walk in. Oh, there it is. Thank you. You're in, you're out. And the people who are standing in line, they give you the old stink eye. They're like, who the heck does this guy think he is? Just sashaying in here.
That's red carpet Dean Mulberg.
I got the app. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Play today on the Tims app and you can roll up the rim to win. Let's roll it for Tims. You don't seem very excited. It's time for roll it for Tim. There we go. That's better. Time for roll it. Let's do this thing.
A sharp angle, they score! Josh Stone's got it! First in the NHL! Oh my, and the family celebrates!
Change the whole perception. Stolen here, Kane wider, he scores! Patrick Kane has tied the game! 3-3 with 5:20 to go!
Mika Zibanejad, the owner of 291 career goals. Leaves it on the wall for Gunther, looking for help. And played on the doorstep, loose. Odger got over and made the save.
A pretty important insurance option here. How about that little kick save by Freeland?
At a higher rate than anybody that has ever put on a big league uniform.
Say goodbye to this. Hope that little baseball packed a lunch. That's a long flight. That thing is out of the ballpark. Austin Riley with a solo blast.
And O'Neal Cruz trying to find a way to get Bichette. Keep it on. Oh.
So no power plays, 5 apiece, Bennett and Lindholm.
Oh,
there's that punch.
Yeah. There by Lindholm.
Yeah.
And then Bennett just fed him his lunch right there.
Now Bennett loves these kind of games.
Penguins now lead 4-0. 2 goals in just under 2 minutes. Up by Walker, score! And now, they score! McKinnon, cross-ice pass, score! The streaks continue.
I saw Austin Matthews' mullet, and it's not sweaty.
What does that mean?
It means he's not trying hard enough.
Right.
Here's a chance. Matthews on cue. He breaks in and scores.
Well, Torts, we're out of time. There's Roll It. What'd you think? Pretty good, right? Go through a whole week of stuff to find these clips. It's a lot of work. Well, you know what? Maybe Pinder next week. Do you think Pinder would do it better? Oh. So there you go. Little collection of stuff for Tim Hortons. That is Roll It and Roll Up the Rim to win back for the 60th anniversary of Tim Hortons. You like prizes? Do some winning. All electric Volkswagen ID4, a sun-soaked Hilton getaway, cash with a daily jackpot of $10,000. Get the app on your phone and play today with Tim Hortons and roll up the rim to win.
Love seeing that Sam Bennett old man strength. As soon as he went to the shaved head and the mustache.
Well, and what's Hampus Lindholm thinking?
He's an idiot.
You're hanging on. I hope this guy doesn't
hanging on
piss
for
on me. And then punches him in the face.
Sam Bennett was begging for him to do that. Begging him.
What happens
Please,
when you F
do
around?
anything.
You find out. Yeah, you generally find out.
You find out.
Yeah, that's how that goes. We will get into the Great Clips inbox here shortly. I want to tell you about Cal Tire. Welcome aboard, Cal Tire. Good to have you. Good to see you. It is, they've got the new program, Cal Pro Plus. If you are an owner-operator, have a small fleet of trucks, Cal Pro Plus is the dedicated tire program just for you. Free program. Free? Provides access to exclusive deals and savings, a price match guarantee, flexible financing options, preferred pricing, on everything you drive, including your family's vehicles. Additionally, you're going to get dedicated member support to answer questions, recommend, and source the best tires for your application and budget. Across the network of 260 plus stores, Cal Tire, there to help with your tire program so you can just focus on the road ahead. Sign up for free at calproplus.com. But don't use the pro, like it, spell it out. KALPROPLUS.com.
Yeah, thanks.
That's how you do it. You don't have tires, you're not going anywhere. You're not going very far.
It's hard.
It's a valid point.
All right.
Not many people have tanks.
I love your rig. It's nice. Yeah. What kind of mileage are you getting? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't bought tires for it.
I don't.
So it just sits there then. Yeah. Yeah.
Are they using your lifts or your block? Don't you have those
ramps? Yeah.
Ramps?
I don't have the
Grab on
ramps.
the ramp?
You cheeky monkeys sold the ramps. Although I do have I bought new jack stands.
Who?
That's right.
For
Ryan, don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Time to go inside the Great Clips inbox. A presentation, oddly enough, of Great Clips. More than 4,400 hair salons throughout the U.S. and Canada. Great Clips, the world's largest hair salon brand, official hair salon of the NHL. Your time is valuable. Again, it's about the apps. Get the Great Clips check-in app. You'll see the wait times. You can check in right there on your phone, so you're not sitting and waiting. You can opt in for the Ready Next text alert. Just check the box. You'll be notified when the estimated wait time reaches 15 minutes. Time to head to the salon. They're thinking about you at Great Clips. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. We'll get into it. A few of them coming in on, if you're in the chat, you want to fire it in as well, we can do that. This one here.
Hashtag.
Red, what is the proper beer league etiquette to deal with a disrespectful Johnny Tryhard 18-year-old kid playing against 40 to 50-year-old men?
Easy fix. He's not invited.
There's lots of leagues, Red, for Johnny Tryhard 18-year-olds.
Yeah, why do you need the 18-year-old? Like, the only person that's bringing and on top of that, the human being that invited this 18-year-old also asked to.
Yeah,
you can leave as well because
show.
your priorities are F as well.
So let's, I guess, just to move forward, the etiquette. What if you're playing against the team of 40 to 50 and they have what do you do? What's the etiquette to deal with this young punk? Two-hander?
I think you could trip the bench. So I didn't realize there's WHL tryouts here, guys. Who's scouting?
You don't. You don't go after the kid. The kid's
No.
dumb at 18 and probably doesn't know how to go slow. But I think you absolutely go after the other team. And if you've got the funds, you slide the ref a hundo and say it's conduct.
Slide him a hundo.
Yeah, everyone's got a hundo folded up in their hockey pants. What are you talking about?
That's right.
Duh.
That's right. This one comes in by way of email to the Great Clips inbox. Again, if you want to email the show and take part, Great Clips inbox at flamesnation.ca. Hey, Boomer is from Stewart. Has enough time passed that we'll be able to get more context to the classic radio clip Boomer Freakout that you would
Boomer
occasionally
Tantrum.
play on the show? It was always one of my favorites. Thanks. Also, if you don't retire from the show this summer and do a clip bracket, we need some more Daryl. I'm not sure about any of that.
Is retiring or quitting? What would you call it?
I wish it was retire.
Yeah,
definitely old enough. Definitely not wealthy enough. The context there again. I don't want to throw it because it will show poorly on the client when the client had nothing to do with the writing of the commercial.
Yeah, the clients don't write the commercial.
The client doesn't write the commercial. The commercial was written for them, and then
it would show poorly on you, but I guess not.
Well, it definitely shows poorly on me. But to mention a company or a client, it's not their fault. It's not their fault.
Not your fault either.
It was a Christmas greeting thing. And, you know, it's supposed to be, hey, you're just having a natural conversation. And it was Ryan and I, where Ryan would go and voice his parts, and then I'd voice my whatever, and then they'd smush it together. And it was going to be this very, hey, this just sounds like two guys having a chat.
Yeah.
And it was something like, oh, hey, man, how about this time of year, Christmas? It's my favorite time of the season. That's right, friend. Nothing I like more at this time of year than getting together with family and those around me. Oh, yes, me too. It is the greatest time of the... And, you know, it was bad, you know, bad day. Tired.
Time makes everything.
And you're trying to voice this as best you can to make it sound natural, except there's no possible way. Oh, yeah, there's nothing. You're right. I do love getting together with friends and family during the holiday season.
He hates it.
Just ask Mike Trout.
Yeah. He didn't write those scripts.
There's nothing like rounding third base and feeling like you're taking flight.
12 years. Wow.
12 years already? Damn. So that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was trying to give some natural conversational feel to a read that was impossible. And maybe a little hangry, tired, that sort of thing.
It is epic.
And also edited for effect, by the way. You know, Graham over there just kind of put that thing together. Come on.
It's pretty good. It's AI, Dean. You wouldn't actually talk like that.
Of course. Yeah. Here's our boy Mandy. Retster, what would be the walk-up song for you if you played in Major League Baseball?
A lot of pressure there.
That is.
Well, what was your walk-up song at your roast?
He was
Is it Mac Davis? Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble.
It is. I believe it is Mac Davis. Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way. It was perfect.
Hate to look in the mirror. I get better looking each day. To know me is to love me. I must be one hell of a man. Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble, but I'm doing the best that I can.
Oh, that deserves it. How about it?
Well done.
Yeah. This one not as playful in nature. This is from Don.
Donnie.
Do you actually D-O-N? Do you actually realize that a portion of your audience does not consume your shows through a video service? The 20 to 40 minutes of the Pinder Report that shows videos and then has the hosts discussing what they just watched is completely and entirely useless and irrelevant to a portion of your audience.
That's good. That's good.
Thanks, John.
If others are like me and drop off and don't come back after the Pinder Report, side, then it goes on. But that's the messaging from Don. Don's not enjoying.
Don, you sound like a great guy. Let's go get a beer and talk about it. Barrel of Monkeys.
Listen, Don's a dedicated viewer. Well,
love Don. Like I just
he's
said,
a listener.
Sounds like a great guy.
It's something that we do take under advisement. That when you feel like you need to describe some of the video. Sometimes it's hard to do, though.
How would you describe that toilet snake we had today? I mean, I didn't think it was going to be that big.
How about the sea bombs? Does Don catch? You can hear those, right?
Yeah.
Hashtag great clips. Is the podcast ending when Boomer takes his ball and goes home after the NHL season, or is Pinder continuing a different iteration?
Taking your ball and going home? He is already at home. He doesn't even have to go home. He's home already.
I mean, that's a question for Pinder. That's not really for me.
Bear stole Boomer's ball, so he doesn't even have a ball.
And then what I do after that is up to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Question. You guys going to be around next week, or should I plan to listen to another podcast every day?
Why wouldn't we be here
I'm
next
either going to
week?
be in Calgary or I'm going to be in New York City. But either way, I'm going to be spreading love and joy and sports talk.
Can't wait for Bear's new TikTok for next week. He's going to have something drop this weekend.
Here we go. From Brad, did Iggy text Rhett back about where he's going to be sitting for the draft?
Oh yeah.
Did you hear back from Iggy?
I never got to the bottom of it. He must be worried about his other job.
Yeah. Hashtag great clip. This is from Doug. Red, I have a buddy who has a hard time sleeping. Can you recommend a good weed gummy for him to take?
No.
Pinder, can you please get some for Boom so he can get some sleep?
I can drop some off, Boom. That's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's trial and error. You got to get what works for you.
Just keep
I'm
trying.
not allowed to give medical advice.
Yeah, supply and command, dude.
That's right. Supply and command. Yeah, definitely. Imagine being a grown man afraid of snakes. Snakes. We're talking about snakes here. Snakes, not a T-Rex. Snakes. We're talking about snakes. Snakes. Not really a question.
Bugger coming for you again, Boom.
You know.
Hey, Payne, go wrestle some of those anacondas down in the jungle for us. Send us some videos.
Yeah. You can be Anaconda Payne, and we'll put up your videos once a month.
The python of Payne.
Also, would free up the comments a little bit. Yeah.
And we'll end here. I don't know, Rhett, this will mean more to you, I think, than me. From George Sweetland. Hey, Rhett.
George, hey, boy.
Next week, meet me at Duff's 2-for-1s, and then a bunch of beer clinking emojis at the end.
Duff's?
There's worse things to do. The wings are phenomenal. Phenomenal wings at Duff's.
Duff man can never die. Only the actors who portray him.
And
Duff
Georgie,
beer.
I think, loves baseball because this young lad is a hell of a ball player.
Is that right?
Yeah, wow. Well, you said he was a shit hockey player. That's great to hear.
Well, pneumonia. He tried to play for 3 months with pneumonia. So.
Yeah.
Wasn't his fault.
I'm not talking. It's not Georgie's fault as a parent.
It's not his
to
fault.
Pick up
Yeah,
on
he's doing
these
everything
things.
right.
No,
not his
you
fault.
put him back out there, George.
That is the Great Clips inbox. You can take part in this segment.
Wow.
Email the show at greatclipsinbox@flamesnation.ca. But more importantly, get the Great Clips app, the check-in app. You'll see the wait times. Check in on your phone. There's over more than 4,400 hair salons throughout the U.S. and Canada. They're all locally owned and operated. They're all open 7 days a week. There will be one near you. So when you need that haircut, just go on the app, find the one close to you. You'll know how much time there is to wait. You can get a text back if you want. It's a great way to do business. Thank you, Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
They're great.
And Georgie back in. Go Yankees.
Oh, yeah. Georgie and Boom Boom.
Would they get along?
Who did the Yankees play today?
Dodgers in LA.
No.
Oh, that was St.
That was
Louis.
the
Sorry.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
Cardinals. You are
Astros.
terrible today. You're
Astros.
terrible.
Ooh, Astros will be good. Yes.
Yeah. Are you high?
Not yet.
Because you've been very scattered and
very soon.
But yeah, it's him, and it's really good because he says it with conviction.
The Dodgers in
Dodgers. Yeah, it's the Dodgers. No.
Fourth round, 112th overall.
The Pats. No.
I believe it was Everett.
Pats won the U.S. priority draft. I don't know what you're talking about.
But you know what? If you say it definitively enough,
that's right.
It'll make people. Well, geez, I could have sworn.
That's how
He sounds very confident in his tone and tenor of how he said that.
Jeez.
I must be wrong.
I'm a little frazzled now that the warden's back.
Is that what it is?
How's that playing out for you? What's the?
Well, I came downstairs and one kid was crying on the couch and the other was having a tantrum at the breakfast table. I said, "Good to be back."
Didn't get the.
You still got it.
Yeah, still got it, babe.
Still got it. Didn't miss a step, hey you.
Good for you.
Yeah.
She doesn't ever watch this, right? Or get
probably
the stuff not back to her at all.
Yeah, there's a bit of that sometimes. But
let's do our Betway bets.
Okay.
Little Betway bets.
This is a tough day for you fellas. There's a lot of hockey. There's baseball. Holy smack.
Holy smack.
Holy smack.
Yeah, shut the front door. It is Betway with our Betway bets, and you can get a free bet up to $200 if your first bet loses. What? How? Well, let me tell you. Create a new account with Betway. Scan the QR code on the screen, redeem your bonus. Then place a bet, no minimum amount required. And if the bet loses, you'll get a refund of up to $200. You can use that money to then bet on your favorite sports. This offer only available outside of Ontario. So you're right, Rhett. What did we do? I felt, go to this Calgary-St. Louis matchup here.
Yeah.
Blues have been playing pretty well. Flames have not been playing pretty well. I'm going to take a regulation win for St. Louis. It's plus 115, which I don't mind considering. Then in the pre-built bet category, Blues money line and Jordan Kyrou to get a point. Kyrou, 7 points in his last 3 games. He's on a heater. So you need both for this to come through. But I'm going to take the pre-built bet, a plus 162. Those are my bets of the day for Betway.
I got a little action on the Blues as well here. I like them minus 1.5 against the Flames. No disrespect, Flames. Work hard, all that. Blues by 2 or more. And we'll take Jose Barrios, not Kikuchi, over 5.5 strikeouts, Jack, at plus 110 as they square off against the Rays in that shitty ballpark, the Trop.
I was just looking at the ballpark lists because I want to see a few of them.
Skip that one, yeah.
And we thought about going to Tampa Bay, but
don't do it.
Then I'm like, I don't want to go to that. I played hockey in that arena. It's no good.
In T-By?
Really? Yeah, they if you want to go to Tampa Bay and watch baseball, you'd be better off, honestly, watching a Yankees Grapefruit League game than going to see the Major League Club.
100%. Old Rogers Center, not high on the list of must-have to get to.
They finished the second half of those renovations this year because they did the outfield district last year, which was great.
That
and now
seemed to be influencing a lot of people's decisions.
Well, then no one's been there yet. That's why.
He wants to argue this.
Unveiled. Well, how's anyone supposed to know how good it is? It hasn't opened yet.
Comparatively, once again, comparatively to the rest of the league is what I'm doing. I'm not saying they haven't improved it. It's not skyrocketed up to the top 10.
Yeah, it won't do that. Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a top 10 venue. What's your top 3, Dino? You've been to.
With Betway, you can get a free bet up to $200. If your first bet loses, create that new account, hit the QR code on the screen, and redeem your bonus. Place a bet. The bet loses, you get a refund of up to $200. Use that money to bet on your favorite sports. This offer, it's a great one, but it's only available outside of Ontario. Betway, bet the responsible way with Betway.
I'd have Seattle higher, to be honest.
Pittsburgh? Petco?
Pittsburgh, awesome.
Pittsburgh, cool for sure.
San Fran.
San Fran's awesome. A lot of those West Coast parks, awesome.
Mm-hmm. Wrigley's good. It's classic. Fenway,
yep,
classic.
Fenway. Yeah,
those aren't really.
New Yankee Stadium blows. Usual stuff.
Which Fenway over Wrigley, Wrigley over Fenway?
It is the same category. That's a good question.
Yeah, I've seen some big games in Fenway, so I kind of lean that way, but
you're a big Sox guy, so
yeah. Sox or Red Sox, yeah.
Are you all right?
No.
Like, are you having with DoorDash, restaurants, groceries, pharmacies, bakeries, flower shops, and more? Ordering's easy. You just open the app and choose what you want from where you want, whenever you want it. For a limited time, our viewers and listeners could get 25% off and 0 delivery fees in their first order of $15 or more. Download it and go Nation25 for the promo code Nation25. Dash that for the win.
You're batting 0.
I'm taking pitches. They got to come to me, right?
I feel like you've been hitting the head a bunch or something. Like, so what's on the menu for DoorDash?
Okay, fellas, baseball, 2:10, Mountain Time. It'll be the Jays and the Rays from the Trop. We told you that. And then we got 4 bangers in the NHL. It's a 4-banger. Dean, can you handle a 4-banger?
Yeah.
Golden Knights at Winnipeg. 6 o'clock start. 7 o'clock start. Rangers are in Colorado to take on the Avs, who just lost. They've not done that in like a month. Kings, Oilers. That from Edmonton, 7 o'clock start. Oilers heavy favorites. Could be a playoff preview. And the Dallas Stars are in Vancouver in a matchup of what I believe are 2 division winners at this juncture. 8 o'clock puck drop from the left coast.
Swing and a miss. Jammed inside.
This microphone's in the way.
You perform better this year. Do better.
Better. That was like 3 years ago. Talking about.
Be better. Every year you got to get better.
I'm getting way worse. Last year, didn't even need a cab.
It's like Rogers said.
At 4.
Still, you're not going to be great, but just be better than you were.
Yeah.
Just improve.
I think I'm getting worse.
Oh, God.
Used to put on a show. Now it's just another idiot there. Maybe even a boring idiot. Worst of all.
That cat. Oh, we can't have that, Pinder. No.
You have a reputation to uphold.
You always advise me, just don't embarrass the show. So I'll keep that in mind today.
Well, you've done pretty good during the show.
Off air, yeah.
Yeah. Before and at some point, I'm hoping that you maybe just need to go and lie down on your Douglas mattress. It feels like maybe a little time, some quality time between you and your Douglas mattress, named Canada's best mattress on Canadian Living, might be in order. Loved by more than 200,000 Canadians, over 10,000 5-star reviews. You avoid the pushy salespeople. You don't go store to store to store. It shows up on your doorstep, vacuum sealed, in the box, free shipping, coast to coast to coast. You try it. If you don't like it, industry-leading risk-free trial, 365-night risk-free trial. You get the full refund, no questions asked. Douglas donates mattresses to local charities, but we're willing to bet you're going to dig it. We all have Douglas mattresses. We're all huge fans, and right now, you see the website at the top of the screen, douglas.ca/FlamesNation. With every mattress order comes a free comfort sleep bundle. Free, I said.
Yeah.
Listen, free. 2 memory foam pillows with pillow protectors, luxurious cotton sheet set, and a mattress protector. That's going to run you, that's like $650 value, free. Order now at douglas.ca/FlamesNation. They're made right here in Calgary, ensuring the highest quality materials and fastest delivery to you. Thank you, Douglas. Douglas.ca/FlamesNation. Pinder, you're on Afterburner tonight?
Yep. Kent and I. It's going to be great.
I might be able to. Well, Kent can't host, though, can he? Off-air conversation.
It might not be the party that I'd love it to be today. It might be a very subdued hour of baseball.
Well, we'll figure this out.
I didn't maybe amass the massive amount of brownie points I thought I had.
I was actually going to say the person that was probably the most happy with the Douglas mattress. What? Getting home yesterday.
Yeah, she was. It was weird. She landed at 10:30, which is like you've been up for like a full day at that point, and then came home and tried to get a bunch of stuff done. Apparently, there was stuff to be done around the house. I couldn't spot it myself, but she's got a keen eye. And then she'll twist it around. Had a great sleep until 4 a.m. and then she was rocking again. Jet lag.
You don't lose it. When you got it, you don't lose it.
Yeah, the intensity still at the same threshold it was prior to her departure.
So some form of Pinder and Kent Wilson on Afterburner tonight. We are off tomorrow for Good Friday. Back next week. Pinder off Monday. Retro and I handling the show duties on Monday and rolling into the final stretch of games for the Calgary Flames as we get into the month of April. How's it going to go? It was not a feel-good matchup the other night against the Chicago Blackhawks, based on how the reaction was on Afterburner.
I'm just so excited about the drafting. I don't even know.
Yeah,
I know. Myself.
Yeah.
I'm all Seattle.
Mm-hmm. So that'll do it. Have a great long weekend, buddies. See ya.